Well, good morning. It's day 8. I'm back up here this morning. I drove right to the drop zone, so to speak. My intentions were to put a headlamp on and slip down in the dark and get all the way down in there above the big 5 herd as the sun was coming up. But the more I thought about it, I saw so many elk and bumped into so many elk up high here a couple days ago that I thought it might be a good idea. Wait till it gets light and just slip down in there, and maybe I'll find some elk even up high. So that's my plans, and I'm sticking to it. Should be a good day, though. Well, day 8 is done. Just a morning hunt this morning. I have other things on the agenda for the day. Good things, but couldn't spend all day down in there today. But what a great morning. I just loved it. Sometimes it just hits me. I'm in the middle of this amazingly beautiful West Oregon coastal rainforest, chasing these amazingly awesome creatures, the Roosevelt elk. Pretty special, and sometimes it hits me and I just kind of sit and soak it in, and I had a couple moments like that today. And yeah, things kind of worked out. I'm glad I sat here until daylight, because as I moved my way down in, probably a half mile down the ridge, bumped into some elk, and I got some elk right up here. I just bumped one a little bit. I don't think it's too spooked, but we'll see what happens. I followed that elk up into here. Led me to this really beautiful flat. The wind is good. Just getting tired of them seeing me first. That's half the battle, you know. See them? I couldn't get my lens cap off quick enough to show you guys, but I got a glimpse at one, and it was moving off. I couldn't tell cow or bull, probably a cow. But I went ahead and followed them, and they led me on a little bit of a wild goose chase down into the other side, off across a flat. And once I kind of let them go, making my way back to the ridge that drops me down into Big 5 land, I started walking. I couldn't find where I was going. If I could have documented what I just went through to get back to the ridge line that I'm headed down after chasing those elk. Holy moly. Thank goodness for a GPS. When I finally got to the point where I was like, where is that ridge line? I stopped and looked at my GPS and realized I was literally walking the opposite direction. I was so turned around in there. So I just had to trust that GPS, and I started following it, and eventually it got me back to where I needed to be. It's kind of a spiritual lesson in that, isn't there? We'll talk about that maybe later. But I made my way down to that flat where I was kind of above elk a couple days ago, that I'm almost certain was the Big 5 herd, because it's really close to where I've been seeing them. But I just sat down, settled down there, kind of got all quiet for about 15 minutes or so, listening and just enjoying it. It's beautiful. Then I did a little calling, just to see if I could locate anything. Nothing. It was quiet as a mouse. And that was about it. Hiked out of here, and time to head back and dry off. I'm just really enjoying getting to know this drainage. It's one I've been around for my whole life, but never really dove into. And so now I'm learning it. This is like the 4th or 5th time I've been down in. Now I just need to get in the middle of that elk herd, because I just found out a couple days ago, when I had eyes on them, there's actually a 5th bull in this group. There's a spike, there's a 3-point that's kind of cool looking. He looks like he's got a deer antlers. There's a decent 4-point. There's the Big 5, and then there's another 5-point that I just discovered the other day I took some photos before I dove down in, and when I went home to crop in on a couple of the elk, one of them was a 5-point bull that I hadn't realized. So if I can get down in the middle of those babies, I like my chances. Even me, I like my chances. But God bless you guys. Thanks for following, and we will see you mañana, day 9.